Boba Fett holds court. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve from Valhartv, and today I'll be reviewing Boba Fett Chapter 1. So, this episode is based, well, this whole series is a spinoff from The Mandalorian. And this episode starts out with Boba Fett in a bantha pod. And this, like both episodes, because I've seen 1 and 2 already, but this episode is all about flashbacks. And it's mixed in with present day stuff as well. So we start out with a flashback. And we finally get to see the secret of Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc pit. So the whole mystery surrounding him surviving has been explained, which I thought was kind of cool, but at the same time, I kind of wish they had kept it a secret a little more instead of showing us exactly what happened. Like maybe showing us the aftermath of him getting out and laying there like they did anyways. But yeah, it really clears up the mystery of what happened and what's going on. I know there was a comic book series at one point where he does escape from the Sarlacc pit, but it's with the help of a person who's been digested and his consciousness merged with the Sarlacc. So they have like a telepathy conversations back and forth. So I thought that was very interesting how they did it with this. And, we also get to see another stormtrooper as well. So there's a stormtrooper in the Sarlacc pit that we don't really know how he got there. So I thought that was kind of interesting. We even get to see parts of the first 3 movies as well for like an introduction to Boba Fett for people who haven't seen the movies. We get Camino and the arena there. Petraneki, I think is how you pronounce it. I probably butchered it. This was, I think, really kind of like an introduction for people who didn't see the movies and stuff, which, I mean, if you're watching this, you probably have already watched the movies, so I thought that was kind of interesting what they did there. And we also get to see Tusken Raiders in this as well. So we do get to see some Jawas. So we finally get to see like how his armor got taken from him, and then we see Tusken Raiders in this as well. And he's basically like a prisoner of the Tusken Raiders in this one until a certain event happens where he ends up saving one of them. So I thought that was kind of cool. But back in present day, Boba Fett holds court. And we see that he's like having issues getting Jabba's like empire back up and running because there was another person who took it over before him, so he ended up killing that person and taking over. So a lot of people are like, okay, he's the new daimyo, we got to pay him, respect. Until you get the mayor's aide who comes in and he's like, apologies, butts. He sends his heartfelt, welcome, but then you got to pay me tribute. So I was like, wait, what? And even Boba Fett was like, yeah, I'm kind of confused. What's going on? So I thought that was kind of funny and interesting on that part. And of course, this is where, the episode does get a little interesting because all the daimyos before Boba Fett have always been carried on litters. And they actually even talk about it where Boba Fett walks, and he's like, I'm not going to be carried on a litter like a noble. He's like, that's just not my style. And, Fennis is like, well, you might want to embrace their ways because this is how you get kind of respect, from these people. It's by being carried because that's what they've always seen. And he's like, no, I'm gonna rule with respect, not fear. And so they go through, and he goes into a it's like some kind of casino, and he talks to Garsa Whip. And he obviously, he gets tribute from her, and as they're leaving, they end up getting attacked by some assassins. Now, I thought this was wasn't really like a great fight scene for me, especially coming from The Mandalorian, where we see Boba Fett really, stand out and shine, especially with his bantha stick, or not his bantha stick, his gaffy stick, I believe it's called, from the that he had in the Mandalorian. So he really, in this one, it's really one sided. Like the assassins are taking right over, they're dominating this whole thing until the two guys, I can't remember what they're called, but his other two bodyguards come out and start helping. So I kind of was like, wait, they weren't already surrounded in there? It was just the two of them. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. But at the same time, yeah, this is really kind of one sided. Boba Fett didn't really shine in this. I thought he could have been so much better. I know they were taken off guard, but Boba Fett's a master bounty hunter. He's like the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. So I was a little disappointed with this fight scene in this. And, like throughout this episode, again, we get a whole bunch of flashbacks. And we also get some really great shots of Tatooine in this, including of Mos Espa. Like, it's a huge city, like, in a ravine type thing, or surrounded by, almost like a plateau kind of cliffs, with the city spreading out over that as well, and inside. So I thought that was actually a really, really nice shot of this larger city on Tatooine. And even the Dune City, the Dune Sea I thought was really good looking. As we're coming from the Sarlacc pit all the way up to where the Tusken Raiders are, this little tribe that he ends up staying with for a little while. And again, we get to see a youngling from the Tuskens kind of take a liking to Boba, and he takes him out, and then something happens where he has to defend everybody, or defend the Tusken youngling, and the episode ends with the Tusken chief and Boba Fett drinking water. So I thought that was kind of a cool little thing that we got to see there. And the effects I thought were fine. Most of them were practical effects. The new creature they introduced in this is called the Behemoth. It's like a 6-armed creature that looked actually like it was out of like the Golden Voyage of Sinbad or Jason and the Argonauts, like the stop motion creatures. So I thought that was kind of cool looking in that. And again, like the Tusken village, the little Tusken tribe village I thought was kind of cool looking as well. It shows how like they're really kind of minimalist almost, like, where they don't really have a lot, but they're just another tribe in the Dune Sea just trying to survive. So I thought that was really interesting in that. And I thought the music was good in this. Actually, the song that plays during the credits, I thought was actually really well done. I really liked that. It sticks with the kind of Mandalorian theme, for the music type style and the Western style as well. But it also adds an actual vocal to it, so I thought that was really interesting. So this episode introduces us to the crime lord Boba Fett, not the bounty hunter Boba Fett. So I thought that was very interesting that we got to see that. And we get to see some of the mysteries around Boba Fett and like what happened after the Return of the Jedi get cleared up. So I thought that was very interesting that we're getting to take a look at what he was doing after the Return of the Jedi. So I really did enjoy that. I would give this an episode at least a 7 out of 10. It was good. Overall, it was definitely good. I wish they would have kept the mystery of like the Sarlacc pit maybe a little longer and things like that, but I understand why they kind of did it, because that was really where his story began for this. So, yeah, overall, I liked it. I thought this was a good episode. If you guys like what I do, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Take care for now, everyone.